Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Sorry, I'm a little speechless because I just got this knife in yesterday. It got delivered to my grandma's house, and I went to pick it up, and from the pictures, it almost looks like the OD Green G10 handle scale was very dark, and it didn't look quite this big, actually. And the knife we're talking about here is the Katsu handmade, modernized, traditional looking style Japanese pocket knife. Now, a traditional Japanese pocket knife, back then, I don't know much about the knife laws of Japan, so I don't know if it's still that way or changed. Would be a friction folder. It would be this styling with a piece of brass that was folded to sandwich the blade, and you would just have a pin going through the blade and the brass that would hold it nice and tight. And of course, when you open up the blade, you'd be holding it like this, and that would be your leverage. Well, this obviously is a liner lock and has D2 steel. But before we actually get on to the knife, let's talk about what you get with your knife. So right off the bat, you actually get a nice thick cardboard box. This is what it says on the box. Katsu handmade. Hang on. Katsu handmade D2 SFE with pocket clip. Ugh. Almost said pocket knife. New. Okay, that's great. Nothing else. On the back of the box, cleaning instructions. You can go ahead and pause the video and read this if you want. Alright, so I love how it says, do not store a knife in its sheath. Leather contains moisture. Well, this is not any of their fancy models. Their fancy models will come with a leather nylon pouch. I mean, a leather pouch. This one just comes with a plastic reinforced nylon pouch, and it is a very, very nice pouch. I actually think it's a little too robust and a little too nice because very, very thick stitching. As you can see, it's a little bit is coming off on the actual belt loop, but the belt loop, yeah, it's on there. I think if you have a problem with this, it's probably going to be at the belt loop. That's on there. Very big snap button. You got a plastic inside, not like you can really see it, but you can definitely feel it. It is plastic, so it will retain its shape. It definitely is a nice way if you wanted to carry it without the pocket clip, but as you can tell by the box, it says with pocket clip, so I guess they make models without them. But when you actually get the knife comes bubble wrapped inside of this nice cloth. Oh, shit. Dropped my tablet. A nice cloth mesh bag, I guess. I don't know. I have no use for this. I mean, I guess I can store the knife in here if I want to keep it. Or not. Who knows. Okay, moving on to the actual important part. The knife itself. Katsu. Handmade. Very, very beautiful. see if I can nice little bit of jimping there. Here's what the lockup looks like. Come on, tablet. Alright, so specs on this knife is D2 steel blade, G10 handle scales, steel liners, steel pocket clip, open pillar construction, 3-inch blade, Warncliffe style, and a 4.5-inch handle closed with a 7.5-inch overall length. So, now moving on to my personal opinion. I paid $42 and some change on Amazon for this knife. And it is absolutely gorgeous. You can find a black G10 version that is similar to this. I don't think it's made by the same company. However, it is also D2, so if this OD green bamboo style look isn't your cup of tea, there are other styles. But Katsu makes 3 other, I guess you can say, more of a classy collector's edition models, and those are the Damascus, the All Damascus, which is Damascus blade, Damascus handle scales, and steel liners, the Damascus and deer antler, which is another one I really like. The all Damascus one will run you about $72. The deer antler will run you $69 on Amazon right now. The snakewood with Damascus blade, which they all have different patterns, which I think is really beautiful. I think they said 63 or 65 for that one. So again, you are paying roughly 65, we'll say 60 at the low end because prices do fluctuate, to around $75 for some of the higher end models. But this is a budget knife. I can definitely say that. It's under $50. To me, a good budget knife is, anywhere from 30 to $50. The Ontario Route 1 is a great knife. I actually really, really love that knife. That's been my default knife for going on a year and a half now. No matter how many new knives I get, I always end up going back to carrying that one before I end my rotation or whatever. But this one takes the cake. It's, in my opinion, it's better than the Ontario. Sharper, it's shaveable right out of the box. I mean, it's extremely sharp. D2 steel. I am a big fan of Japan. I love anime. I love to draw that. I love a lot about Japan's culture and history, so this traditional styling and just the fact it's made in Japan is another bonus. But I also really like the Warncliffe style blade shape, because mainly a good EDC knife should primarily be something that can slice and pry and really be a nice workhorse type of knife. And when it comes to Japan, this is a beautiful knife for doing really any cutting task. There we go. It's a very beautiful knife, but yet it's very strong, feels comfortable in the hand. And I really like the actual shape of the handle scales. I thought, it wouldn't be too comfortable, but when you hold it in like a modded saber grip and say you're cutting through something horizontally, like say you got a box and you're just cutting through it like this, you can get a really nice grip, and it feels extremely comfortable holding it like this. And the same this way. I mean, the jimping is not sharp, and it actually feels kind of smooth, but when you lock up on that knife, and the contour of the little tab here, I actually forgot what you would call this. I don't think you would call this a tang. You know what? I'm going to call it the tang just for the remainder of this video. But when you put your thumb, you rest it on the tang here, and you just, it's a nice solid grip. I can't say really anything bad about this knife. For under 50 bucks, it's nicely centered. I really love the rounded edge look. I think it's got a convex grind, not a hollow grind. With my eyes, I can't tell if there's a slight curve in the blade or if that's straight on the bevels. I don't know. You can tell me in the comments below. And what are your opinions on this knife? Does this seem like something you would carry? Are you someone who is maybe into collecting more traditional style knives? Like I said, this is a modernized version. It's not a true traditional. Yes, it is shaped like a true traditional knife, but it is a liner lock. It does have a pocket clip. It is definitely much more of a carryable. I mean, not like a traditional one isn't, but it's going to be more of a function. It's going to have a more function than the traditional friction folder, because you do have that liner lock. But another thing to note, if you go on Amazon and you just type in Katsu knives or anything like that, and you see the traditional variants, they're selling them pretty cheap. I mean, they are just traditional brass and steel blades that are still very good. I mean, people like them. They're extremely simple, extremely cheap. They break, you can easily replace it, throw it away. However, this is a whole different story. This is definitely designed to last a lot longer than any of those, but still check it out. See what the original looks like, and then if the original doesn't float your boat, try this knife. I think if you're someone like me who wants a knife that will be really good with function and be durable and use all the, be able to do all the tasks that you need to and use it the way you would normally use a knife. And even if you love traditional knives or even stylings of traditional knives, this knife is for you. It looks like the traditional. It's got more function than the traditional look. And it's going to last you longer. Plus, it's got better steel. So I recommend checking out Katsu knives. This is, again, their base model. It's nothing more than just a simple steel blade with G10 handle scales. If you want to go ahead and pay $30 to $40, more for the Damascus handcrafted antler or full Damascus or snakewood handle scales, go for it. You're actually going to be getting a leather pouch with any of those models instead of this one. So that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe for more. I'm going to try my best to put more videos out with every new knife I get. I'm just going to do a video right away. I'm going to start trying to do a schedule. I've been terrible at it, but I plan to definitely change it around for the rest of this year and hopefully do better next year. So, peace.